This week we got the second part of the June patch notes, so again we will be reviewing it from a crafting perspective. As always, I will be skipping the portions of the patch notes that do not affect crafting, so if you want a more generic view, there will be links in the description. So let's dive into the final June Alpha update. On our first stop, they reduced the Azoth cost for fast travel. This is great news, both things are very valuable to us, so being able to fast travel spending less Azoth is great. This is the next important point for us. They partially reverted the XP increase they added on the first June patch notes. They said that the nerf was too much, and indeed it was a lot, but I really liked the idea of having a much slower progression, giving more meaning for low level gear. So I'm a bit sad that they went back, but at least they did not revert it all, so it's not that bad. Here they reduce even more the amount of materials you need to spend on town projects. That is another good change. I always hated to have to spend valuable resources on town projects that do not really give you much in return. Here they mention a bunch of small adjustments for crafting and gathering experience. Nothing major, but the best thing here is the boost to the gem cutting experience. That was quite low considering how rare gems are compared to the other raw resources in the game, so good to see this one. They added a new way to acquire gear with trade skill related perks. This is another good one since according to the previous patch notes, these were only available through quests. Now you can get some of them from these elite POIs. They also added the possibility of getting skill perks while crafting gear. There are some very good skill perks and it's great to have the chance to get some of those while crafting. Now this one, in my opinion, is the biggest one for us in these patch notes. Now when you salvage an item, instead of getting some crafting materials back, you will get gold. In summary, they are basically giving you the ability to NPC items for gold. I personally like this change. This gives regular players that have no use for crafting materials an easy way to convert their drops into gold without having to bother with the auction house. But more importantly, it gives the gathering professions much more value, since you cannot simply go around killing monsters for items and then salvaging those items and getting a bunch of high tier crafting materials that you should only have access to by being a high level gatherer. So I really think this is a win-win situation for both regular players as convenience and crafters as value. Now we got to the crafting and gathering section. Here we have a few interesting changes. We can now combine low tier gemstones into higher quality gems. This is great since it will allow low tier gems to retain their value longer. Lower wood requirements to make charcoal. This seems simple, but with the amount of charcoal you need for smelting, it's quite good to see this change. It will save us a lot of running back and forth for wood. Now you need more high tier raw resources to make high tier materials. It may sound weird, but I like this change. It makes a lot of sense. In fact, I would like to see an even higher increase. Let me explain why. In the past, to make, for example, a single Orichalcum ingot, you only needed 4 Orichalcum ores, but 64 iron ores. So when doing high level crafting, you needed to spend 16 times more energy gathering tier 2 resources in boring low level areas than getting the cool tier 5 resources at the end game areas. That did not make much sense. Now it's only 8 times more, so it makes a bit more sense. We also got slightly better drop rates for gems. That's great. And finally, trade skill bonus food no longer drop from provisioning containers. Like they said here, it's good to make these special foods more valuable for the crafters that cook them. The rest of the patch notes are mostly about combat and UI changes, so in general the update was again great for us, especially the changes related to Salvage. I think that one will be huge. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, make sure to hit the thumbs up button on your way out, and I see you all on the next one. Take it easy.